noticing that there is nothing left to reach for, no future version of yourself to chase, no unfinished becoming pulling you forward. Because right now, you are resting inside the state you once practiced. And this state no longer needs effort to sustain it. Transformation has settled into familiarity. You are not arriving anywhere today. You are recognizing where you already stand. As these words flow through awareness, sense the quiet stability underneath them, the absence of urgency, the grounded presence that does not need improvement to justify itself. This is being. Allow that realization to land gently, because the nervous system now understands that change has completed its cycle and resolved into trait. Long-term research shows that when states are repeatedly experienced without strain, they stabilize into default patterns, and you are now inhabiting those patterns naturally. As you listen, allow awareness to rest in the body, feeling how it holds you now, how posture, breath, and internal tone reflect coherence rather than effort. There is less inner dialogue negotiating who you should be, because identity has consolidated. Notice that calm is present without suppression, focus without tension, confidence without performance, resilience without hardness. These qualities are no longer activated on demand. They arise automatically because the system has reorganized around them. Hypnosis here does not introduce anything new. It deepens what is already stable, allowing subconscious and conscious layers to integrate fully, sealing transformation as default. Begin by letting attention widen to include everything at once: breath, sensation, sound, thought, emotion, without selecting or rejecting. This open presence reflects a nervous system that trusts itself. You are no longer practicing awareness. Awareness is living through you. As you rest here, notice how thoughts arise and dissolve without pulling you away, how emotions pass through without defining you, how action initiates without inner resistance. This is altered trait in real time. The brain has learned new baselines, and baselines feel invisible because they require no effort. Allow a sense of quiet satisfaction to register, not excitement, but deep settling, like placing something down that was carried for too long. Now gently review, not intellectually, but somatically, the qualities you have cultivated throughout this journey. Feel confidence as a steady background signal rather than a peak state. Feel emotional resilience as elasticity, the ability to bend and return without strain. Feel clarity as simplicity of attention, knowing what matters without excess thinking. Feel intrinsic motivation as natural movement toward what aligns, without force. These qualities are now interlinked, reinforcing one another automatically. Identity stabilizes when the system no longer questions its orientation. As hypnosis deepens further, let the subconscious register that this way of being has been repeated enough times to be safe, reliable, and self-sustaining. The nervous system no longer scans for threats in growth, because growth has become normal. You may notice a sense of neutrality around challenges, not indifference, but confidence in capacity. Problems are met, not dramatized. This neutrality is a sign of integration. Now imagine moving forward in time, not conversations grounded in presence, decisions guided by clarity, effort distributed wisely. Notice that nothing special needs to happen for you to be yourself. This is the freedom of default identity. You no longer need reminders to return to alignment. Alignment is what you return from. As this future packing gently completes, allow attention back fully into this moment, sensing how little distance there is between now and then. Time collapses when identity stabilizes. Now, without effort, let go of all techniques, anchors, and instructions, allowing awareness to rest as itself. This is important. You are no longer doing inner work, you are living from it. Feel how natural this feels. The subconscious recognizes completion when doing stops. Let the sense of completion settle deeply. There is nothing to maintain. What is maintained maintains itself through use. Each time you live, speak, choose, and respond from this identity, it reinforces itself. And because it now feels normal, it happens automatically. As research on long-term meditators shows, when traits establish, baseline physiology shifts. The body breathes differently, reacts differently, recovers differently. Sense this in yourself now, the slower rebound of tension, the quicker return to balance, the reduced need for mental rehearsal. This is not effortlessness born of avoidance. It is effortlessness born of competence. Now allow one final integration to occur, the merging of identity and action. There is no gap between who you are and what you do. Integrity is not enforced, it is expressed. This removes internal friction completely. Feel how rest and alertness coexist, how presence does not disappear when activity increases. This is living transformation. The mind is no longer fragmented across past and future. Attention resides naturally where life is happening. From this place, joy may arise quietly, not as excitement, but as contentment with functioning well. Allow that contentment without clinging. It does not need amplification. It is a byproduct of coherence. As this session draws toward completion, allow a final understanding to anchor itself deeply in the subconscious. You are no longer becoming, you are being. There is nothing missing, nothing deferred, nothing provisional. Growth continues not as correction, but as expression. Change continues not as struggle, but as evolution. Your identity is now a stable platform rather than a project. Rest for several moments in silence beneath the words, feeling how this truth lives in the body as certainty rather than belief. Trust that as you re-engage with your life, confidence, clarity, resilience, and motivation will arise without planning, because they are no longer responses, they are defaults. Sit in this being, allowing it to seal fully, knowing that this identity does not require protection or effort, only living, and living will naturally reinforce who you already are. And as you gently prepare to transition out of this session, allow a final layer of trust to settle into the subconscious. The trust that this state is portable, durable, and self-renewing. Notice that you do not lose yourself when attention shifts outward. Presence simply includes more. Everyday life now becomes the practice, and practice is no longer effortful because it aligns with who you are. Each breath you take, Each step you move, each interaction you enter reinforces this integrated identity without conscious intention. Even rest strengthens it, because there is no longer a split between action and stillness. Let the mind understand that moments of challenge will only clarify this stability, not threaten it, and moments of ease will deepen it rather than distract from it. Your system now knows how to return to balance instinctively without analysis. As awareness gently expands outward again, carry this quiet certainty with you, not as something you hold on to, but as something